So huge thanks for joining myself and Aaron this morning. So look, we are here in Kensington right now, and I caught up with Aaron to discuss the summit because there's one or two new people coming into the summit just to finalise, because look, in some respects the summit should be 2 days rather than 1 day. It's condensing everything into 1 day, and that's great. So the purpose of my meet with Aaron this morning at just after 8 o'clock was literally just to finalise one or two other people who are coming into the summit. So that's the purpose of my meet with Aaron. And Aaron's been to the summit twice, 3 times maybe, even more than that, because it's the 5th National Development Summit. And look, we were discussing about what we were reading over Christmas. Aaron's got an interesting book. I'm not sure you're going to show it. No. I think my headline sponsors for the National Development Summit would be not keen on the book. So my headline sponsors, of course, are Ronald Fletcher Baker Solicitors. So Aaron, so in terms of the National Development Summit, what impressed you in 2018?
Impressed is a different kind of word. I think 2018 was, for me, quite notable for the uncertainty, but the great thing about that is there was the opportunity for those who knew what they were doing, because there's always opportunity in the market. And I think the reality is that the noise around what's happening is quite different to what's actually happening. And if you're actually adjusting and actually baking the reality of the market into your figures, then there shouldn't really be that many problems. So in terms of what impressed me was, there's a saying that the cream rises to the top. I think 2018 is when we started to see the cream starting to rise to the top again, because it started to get a bit harder again. So that means you couldn't really get away with just winging it.
Look, Aaron said to me in the conversation before we got the video, we always structure the video, I do, or do my best to, looking at what the start is, what the conclusion is, and what the middle is. Videos are always different as well. They can be different lengths from, Jay Howard this year, a 2-hour Facebook Live. I have to admit, I never thought we'd do 2 hours. I think we did 1 hour 59, and then the battery went. So that was an interesting year in terms of how to use Facebook Live. And I hear people say Facebook Live's finished, and I don't think it has. I tune into Paul Higgs on a Tuesday night on a regular basis, and certainly Paul's conversations show me that Facebook Live isn't dead. You just got to reach the right market. And Paul's done a really good job on that live of reaching the right market. So look, that's one particular person who I listen to on a regular basis through Facebook Live. Of course, my key focus is on marketing. This year's been different. I've been involved in a number of deals. Thomas's deal in Leicester, delighted with the results he's had in the last few days. A nice Christmas bonus. It's nothing significant for me, because I was, hand on heart, I'll be open, I was dabbling, and I'm thinking, wow, I shouldn't really be dabbling. I should have been a lot more than just dabbling into Thomas's deal, but it was a great opportunity. So look, yes, my sponsors are crowd with us, but do I look at other crowdfunding platforms and what their deals are? Of course I do. I don't think Rob Wilkinson or Tor would be against me looking at what other opportunities there are, whether it's their deals, or when I say their deals, on their platform, or whether it's another crowdfunding platform. So look, for me, in some respects, dabbling, not completely. I went over to MIPIM this year. Did that work for me? I'd love to say yes, and the answer is no. And the reason why it didn't work for me, and this is where Central London will come in to play post-summit, have a number of presentations. You've got your strategy absolutely right. And I think MIPIM is where you've got to not just get your strategy right, your mindset right as well. So you've got to really, I would say it's almost worthless going to MIPIM if you don't have your strategy right. And I didn't. And I've already put my ticket to MIPIM, but it's a lot more than that. I'm flying off in January. I think January the 3rd, not to Mipham, that's far too early. But I'm off to Scotland to see Ross Harper. So Ross is brand new to my events. There's some people who've never been to my events. There's one or two names I'm still waiting for them to confirm. Hopefully pre-Christmas Day. I don't want to do announcements on Christmas Day. I don't want to do...
Why not?
Yeah. I don't want to take the airtime away from the royal family.
I understand that's consideration.
So, look, I've been fairly open, Aaron. I've said I dabbled a bit in Thomas's deal, Evan's deal. I haven't had the results from Evan's deal yet. Fingers crossed it all finalises. I keep ringing. Rob must hate me in a way because I keep saying, "When's your next deal?" Because for me, do I want to be hands-on? No, definitely not. I can see the value of being hands-off because it gives me time to focus on other things as well. And some people want to be hands-on. Some people want to be actively involved, and I certainly don't want to be actively involved at the moment. That may change, with experience and seeing my returns, seeing the developers' returns. Of course, they're going to make a higher return than investors as well.
You see, that's an important point, and I think this is as Brendan and I were speaking over the morning, and actually looking at what's going on with the National Development Summit 19-1-19, and actually looking through the agenda and a few of the speakers that are still to be confirmed that Brendan's in conversation with. And I think it's very important, and when we also look at 2018 and looking at 2019 as a theme, to be very focused and to be clear as to what you want. So for me this year, I transitioned a bit more from being hands-on to being a little bit more hands-off. So, and as opposed to...
Is that quite hard to be more hands-off when you've been hands-on? And
No, because it's there, not quite for this, but there's something about flow, and you want to be reducing the amount of friction. So being hands-on the ground, right? Not super for me. So I enjoy staying in the meetings on it and being all there. But what I really enjoy doing is interacting with other developers and raising funds and working with other people on their projects way more than I enjoy sitting down in mine. So
what do you enjoy more? Is it the fact that you can take a back step, or is that the right phraseology?
Well, it's the fact that there's a right technical chunk in the middle, which doesn't really interest. I'm all around the people. So once we get into the build and we're away from the people, so at the very beginning, which is negotiating the marketing, the planning around it, the appointing the contractors, all those conversations that go in, and then towards the end when we're looking at the exit, the marketing, I'm interested. But there's that middle bit, when we're looking at stuff right in the middle, and we're looking at technical things, we're looking at access to site, and looking to those things don't really interest me as much as the people focused things. But I think it's very important that every single bit and every single one is important. But you need to know exactly what you're looking for. And
I think we're still on, but I managed to. How do I get back to my screen?
Yeah, that's fine. I think you just
froze the screen.
You just
there we are.
Go back in. So looking at the Property Development Summit, you need to almost understand what you want to do. National Development Summit. I'm so sorry. 19-1-19 is what's important. If you're watching this or thinking about it, or already got your ticket, who do you want to meet based on what you want to do? Do you want to be sort of hands-on? Do you want to be finding your own sites? Do you want to be investing in other people's sites? Do you want to be? How do you want to be structuring your deals? How do you want to be? What do you want to be doing in the investment climate coming into 2019? Which is something that's going to be covered in there. Are you going to be sitting on your hands? Are you going to be sweating your portfolio a little bit more? Are you going to be looking at what you're going to be doing with your leases? I mean, what are you going to be doing in 2019? And that's exactly what the National Development Summit and
you know what I was going to say. One of the changes may not be a change for you, and it will be in a way. But okay, look, I went to Mipham, didn't get the results I wanted. That doesn't mean I won't go back. I've booked my flight already. But I realise the value of my network, probably even more so. And that's why I'm staying over the night at the hotel, because there are conversations for me to have with people interested in being sponsors, exhibitors in 2020, or maybe just even speakers in 2019 as well.
So yeah, that you see, that's that's the whole thing. So if you are thinking development, if you are thinking about what you're going to do next year, there is no better way. Beginning of January, National Development Summit, 19/1/19. Now, there are a few things. If there's other things that you specifically want to know, like Brendan has come out here to meet me. We've been here for over an hour, just chatting back and forth. If there are specific things or specific questions or specific people that you want to get hooked up with at the summit. Now, Brendan, this is new. Is it okay for people to comment on this video if there's specific topics they want to cover? Specifics. Always looking for ways of improving and adding to what's going on. Yeah.
So, look, anything else to add, Aaron?
I think that's about it. The key takeaway is focus for 2019. Focus for 2019, and the more doom and gloom in the paper, the more excited we should get.
So that's it for the moment. I look forward to seeing you, Aaron. I look forward to seeing our listeners as well.
Fantastic.
At the National Development Summit 2019. Look, keep a few dates in your diary. 3rd of January, I'm with Ross Harper in Scotland. I'm doing my best to get my day free for the 4th of January as well. So, look, that's it for the moment. Huge thanks for checking out the video, whether live or at a later time.
Yeah.
So thank you, and thank you.
You're welcome, Brendan. Good to see you.